God. You got to go first.
All right, before I get started, and I'm going to say this, I've already told Matt this. Guys, what I'm fixing to tell you is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So, and this, all right.
We had a great idea that I've already looked through them just because that's just what we do.
Oh, my gosh. This is.
But I don't know. I didn't go in depth. I just did a run across the top of it back last month,
This is silly.
When I was studying about Jackson Dart,
right,
I had to know, because I want to know their line, who's coming back. I didn't go over their defense, really.
Okay. They got, well, before we get into the line, I'm not going to get into names, but they've got 4 starters back.
Ole Miss Rebels. Break it down, Dean.
All right. 4 starters back on the line. 16 starters back in all. And they also got their place kicker and punter. All right. Main people coming back. Quarterback Dart, 8,700 career yards, 63 touchdowns. All right. Let's go to the running back room first. We already talked about the linemen. 4 of the 5 back. Ulysses Bentley. He was Judkins' backup last year. Matt, he's got 2,200 career yards and 23 touchdowns. All right. That's pretty good numbers, wouldn't you think?
Indeed.
All right. Logan Diggs comes over. He's already led LSU and Notre Dame in rushing. He's got 1,700 yards and 14 career touchdowns. Henry Parrish has came back to Ole Miss from Miami, where he led Miami in rushing. Matt, he's got 2,100 yards and 15 touchdowns. Dominic Thomas came over from Clemson. Now, we know him. If y'all don't know his story, he's from Ohatchee and had lost how many family members? 2 or 3 in a tornado.
Yeah, that destroyed their house.
And he went to Clemson.
Terrible situation. But God's blessed him, and he's got his head up, and he's doing great. We're happy.
Doing great.
Happy for him.
So he's there. So you got Diggs, Parrish, Bentley, all starters. And you also got Ja'Cory Merritt from New Mexico, 1,200 yards last year. I mean, 3 of these guys have played at Power 5 schools, Parrish, Diggs, and Bentley. So the running back, I mean, does that, okay, before we go any further, does that hurt losing Judkins when you've got this?
No, obviously not.
So they got Diggs and Parrish to come in, Parrish to come back. He already left Ole Miss and went to Miami. So you got all 3 of these guys that's got around 2,000 yards rushing. Wide receiver Trey Harris, arguably the best wide receiver in the conference, 160 career catches, 2,500 yards.
Now, Burden is going to be the other top dog for SEC.
Dog, yeah.
But them 2 are.
And the guys from Tennessee and, LSU.
Squirrel White.
22 touchdowns for Harris. Jordan Watkins comes back, 136 catches. Antoine Wells transferred from South Carolina. He caught 68 passes as a freshman. Tight end, Caleb Priestcorn, 85 career catches, 11 touchdowns. Guys, it just goes on and on. That's just the offense now. So you got 3 backs with 2,000 career yards. You've got 2 receivers with over 125 catches. You've got a tight end with 85 catches. And you got another receiver with 70 career catches. All right, now let's just move to the defense.
Experience is what I hear.
Yeah. I'm going to get to that here in a minute. Walter Nolan comes in from A&M. He's got 11 career tackles behind the line.
He's a defensive end, right?
Yes.
Yes, I know you're talking about. Yep.
Okay, and I can't pronounce this. I finally got a name I can't pronounce. Defensive lineman from Florida comes in from Princely Humanlemian.
Sounds good. I love it.
All right, 100 tackles, 25 for loss in his career.
Well, that Scooby Wright left. He's playing at A&M, remember?
Scooby Wright left Ole Miss, yeah.
He left
Florida to go to A&M. J.J. Pegues, that's a great name, by the way. Defensive lineman, 15 for loss in his career. Jared Ivey, 23 for loss in his career. He'll be starting on the defense.
He's Ivey. He played at Spring Garden. He was probably good.
All right, now let's move to linebackers. Suntarine Perkins, best name in college football. Suntarine started last year, made 38 tackles. He will be one of their inside linebackers. They have a transfer from Arkansas, Chris Paul, He's made 137 career tackles, 15 for loss. Now listen to this. This is the best one. He's the edge rusher. Kari Coleman played at Georgia Tech earlier in his career. 31 tackles for loss in his career.
That ain't got nothing on Tay Diamond.
Yeah, Tay Diamond has 81.
81.
I'm sure, at least.
I knew you had about 60 last year.
All right, now let's move to the secondary. Trey Amos coming in from Alabama.
Cody
Amos.
Is that his cousin?
I think that's Dean's other boy.
Dean's other boy.
Amos will start at corner. Expected to start at corner. Me and Matt liked this guy.
Yeah.
We did.
I was really high on that A-Day game.
Yeah.
I was high at Bama's A-Day. I watched him.
Oh, he's good.
I liked him. Him and Prentice, and we lost both of them.
Both of them. Defensive back safeties. Trey Washington is back. 137 career tackles, 4 picks. John Saunders is back. 132 career tackles, 8 picks. I mean, guys, it's just ridiculous. And Matt said it sounds like there's a lot of experience. Now, this number I'm fixing to throw at y'all is absolutely insane. Between the guys that play regular, guess how many games of experience they have?
The whole team, or
the whole team combined? No, just the
starters,
just the regulars.
1,800.
750.
Oh God, I'm just throwing out some high numbers.
750. Now, hell, I'm not finished. This is with what they've got that's going to be in the rotation. 750 games, 130 touchdowns, 8,300 yards rushing, 7,500 receiving, 7,600 passing, over 1,000 tackles, 15 interceptions, and 125 tackles behind the line of scrimmage. God, I've never heard nothing like this in my life.
Ohio State, no miss.
They've got 8,300 yards rushing. Their running backs have rushed for 8,300 yards.
It's like Ole Miss and Ohio State's going to play for it.
All right, so let's get into the schedule, Matt.
Well,
you got it pulled up.
Why?
I mean, this is just ridiculous.
Facebook, I don't have it pulled up there. So
I can go over it right here.
We're on YouTube. You can find the schedule there.
So what was you fixing? You were fixing to say something. Well, their D-line's great. Their linebackers are great. Their secondary's great.
Yeah.
And you got Pete Golden's their defensive coordinator. Not well liked by Alabama fans, but we can say this about Pete Golden. His team's improved over the course of the year. Did you not think so?
Yes, I guess.
And Saban had confidence in him.
I didn't. Obviously, Saban didn't. He run him off.
Well, yeah, he did. But the main thing, obviously, is Dart and Trey Harris, I think. And this old line.
Backfield, Bentley's
good.
Yeah,
well,
I like him.
Well, Bentley Diggs has led 2 different Power 5 teams in rushing.
And supposedly, allegedly, by word of sports pages, that Dart told Kiffin in the bowl game that Junkins was just terrible.
And he was gone the next week.
Terrible. Because when he left, Lane put a picture on his Twitter of him fishing like, okay. He could care less if he left. So obviously there was some, I don't know what happened.
Okay.
And we watched Junkins play at state championship game, remember?
Yeah.
He's great.
He is. Yeah, it's just, I mean, let me just, I know I'm going, you're like, dude, you're too much on these numbers. Bentley's rushed for 600 in a season and 900 in a season. Diggs has had 800 one year and 600 another. This Parrish kid from Miami's rushed for 600 3 times, Matt. They've got 5, and you count Dart, you've got 5 backs that have rushed for over 500 yards in a season.
And the key to all that is the guys up front, the Hogs.
Which is 4 of them's back.
That's a great recipe.
And Harris, I mean, 160. He's averaging 53 catches a year.
It sounds like they're going to be which Lane keeps it pretty balanced. A lot of people think he's more of a
he runs a lot.
If he's more of a passing team, but they're
guys, I'm telling you, I think they're going to be great. So let's get into this schedule.
Yeah, let's look at it.
All right. First 2 games, they start out at home against Furman and Middle Tennessee. So we're going to give them wins on that, aren't we?
Yeah.
Cam Wake, where I went up to not long ago.
Oh, crap.
Can Wake upset them at Wake Forest?
No.
Okay. All right. Well, we got them 3-0. They played Georgia Southern. That'll make them 4-0. Kentucky comes to Ole Miss. Now, we've already talked about Kentucky, who has the most production back in the conference.
They don't even play a game on TV till the CW. So they're going to play CW Network at 5:30 at Wake Forest. Come on.
They are going to be on the CW?
They don't even have an ESPN ABC game till September 28th. They play Kentucky at home. Homecoming.
They got Kentucky with 20 starters back for their homecoming game.
Yeah, at 11 o'clock, guys. 11 o'clock, ABC or ESPN.
All right. Kentucky at home, but they're not going to be beat up.
Well, I'm going to give them a win because I'm going to usually pick the home team, but I picked, Tennessee to beat Bama this year because it's at Tennessee. I'm not just being honest.
Okay. Then they go to South Carolina, LSU. Guys, I think they could lose one of those.
Oh, we'll just be mean and say they lose this one.
I think they could lose one of those.
So they lose at LSU because it says it's a flip game. Okay, now it's going to be night, Dean. The flex schedule right now is at 6 or 8. So they don't know right now what time, but it's going to be dark.
Right.
And a little lion tiger is going to be locked up in a little cage over there. And when you get off that bus and you come through that tunnel and that place goes to shaking and rocking. But with that experience back that you just mentioned, it's just going to be another game for them. So they could go in there and beat them because I am not sold on LSU's defense any. I do like Nussmeier. He's a good quarterback, and we're going to do them probably next week.
I think there's a great chance that they could be undefeated after this. All I'm saying is, well, I'll get to that. I've got them going 10-2 or 11-1. I got them at 10.5.
All right, Oklahoma,
I think they'll be fine.
October 26th
it's at home
at Oxford. Okay. All right, then next November, get in the month of November at Arkansas.
I think that's a W. Tell them about the next game, Matt, which is the big one.
November the 9th. Circle it on your calendars. 3:30 or an 8 o'clock Eastern time game. TV time production not known yet, so it could be an early or late game, but it's at Ole Miss.
Georgia Bulldogs, who both of them are going to be ranked in the top 5, I would think.
At this time, they will be.
Yeah.
No, in November, they're both going to be in top 5 because Georgia, the only game they're going to have before this will be Alabama, and if they have a loss then, they may not be top 5. They may be 6 or 7.
Where do they play Alabama at? That's in Tuscaloosa, right? It's a possible loss.
Possible.
This game's a toss-up to me. I mean, Georgia fans don't hate me, but I mean, I don't think y'all are this loaded. This is loaded.
I'm just not a bet guy, and Burns knows it. I hold quarterbacks in SEC to a high standard.
Now, I do think that even though we talked about all those defensive players, defense could be a weak point for Ole Miss. We don't know yet. Then they finish up. They travel to the Swamp. I think they'll be okay there. I think it'll be tough. And then they play in the Egg Bowl.
Mississippi State.
I think they'll be fine in the Egg Bowl.
I'll guarantee they beat Florida, Mississippi State.
Don't be shocked if the Ole Miss Rebels are in the SEC championship.
Arkansas, LSU, and of course these others here. These are some guaranteed lock it in. You can go ahead and just put Joey the Fish says it's okay. I
got him at 10.5, man. Oh, okay. Here, and I know you're like, well, you got him at 4 different things. I'm telling you, if things go right for this squad can go 12-0. I do think they will be in the playoff. I don't think they'll go 12-0. I think 11-1 at best, possibly 11-1, 10-2. That's why I said 10.5. I don't think they go win less than 9 no matter what, unless they have just a ton of injuries. 9-3, absolute worst case scenario. 9-3.
See that game right there highlighted. November the 9th. It's at Ole Miss.
That could easily be undefeated. And Georgia. Possibly. I don't think they will be, both of them, but it's possible.
So you're saying that could be the SEC championship game right there? Possibly.
Definitely.
Because I think we've been pretty solid on Bama being probably 8.5. So you got Ole Miss 9.5.
Yeah, well, I got them at 10.
10.5.
I got them at 10.5. With this experience, I don't think they lose 3, man, no matter what. I do think they could definitely lose 2.
All right, guys. We're calling it here first. Locker Room Sports, Ole Miss fans, book your tickets for December 7th.
Well, now, I don't know about that. We ain't done Texas and Alabama yet. I don't.
Book your tickets. They're going to the SEC title game.
Man, I think this team can go to the Final Four. Okay, here's the next question. Is Kiffin good enough to take them there?
That's the one I bring up every week. He's like that pretty girl that you go to the dance with, and then you take her home, and you're like, man, I've been waiting to kiss her for like a week.
Is Kiffin and Pete Golding good enough to take them to the semifinals?
And then you kiss her, and you know what happens? You say goodnight, she goes in, and you turn around and you go, God, she's a terrible kisser. You ever had that happen?
Oh, yeah.
You kind of look forward to. You kind of look forward
and you're like,
to.
well, I got to teach her how to kiss.
Yeah, you kind of like. I kind of look forward to being around this young lady here, and she's terrible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, oh yeah, that's happened to everybody.
That's Lane Kiffin. Yeah. To me, he's just never been able to prove as a head coach that he can win these games. I hadn't seen it.
Well, see, they had the best team they've ever had last year, but the dart goes down, and all this is they lose 3 at least.
2024 Ole Miss Rebels look like they're going to come in and smoke up about they should be 6-0 pretty quick, and then heading into middle October the 12th, they'll go to LSU. We're calling that a L.
See, that South Carolina game's going to be tough too, but I think they'll be okay.
Well, being at it's at South Carolina too.
Mm-hmm. And South Carolina's got a good squad. South Carolina did real good in the transfer.
It's not going to be a late game.
Portal.
It's not going to be a real late game, okay?
Right.
So
we've talked about a lot of loaded teams, but guys, we have not talked about one this loaded.
That Kansas State team I did.
We have not talked about one this
They're
loaded.
like huge amount of like a bunch of good linemen coming back. And I just told you Oklahoma State, 6 years.
Oh gosh. And Utah. Man, Utah. I got them ranked 8 or 9. I mean, everybody's back. And plus, Ole Miss they got 18 guys in the transfer portal, and about 6 or 7 of them are good now. I don't know. Now, somebody said, yeah, but they don't have the type of players Georgia and Alabama have.
No, well, they just don't.
But these guys are proven. Diggs, Parrish, Bentley, they're all proven. Dart's proven.
They are.
Harris, Watkins. Amos, they even got an Alabama player going to start for them. Amos is good.
He is good. I was bummed a little bit to see him go.
Well, let me tell you something. If you win because of experience, which we know that's not true, you still got to be a stud. Ole Miss is going to win it all. 750 games among their 30 players that play regular, or their 27 players that are in the rotation.
Yeah. Well, that
750
sounds like a good problem to have, don't it?
Yeah.
It's a lot of it. It's a lot of experience.
Oh gosh!
But it's the same thing that we've talked about. I don't want to keep bringing it up because then it sounds like I'm beating a dead horse. Can Lane win those games?
That's the big if. Yes. I mean, you got, like you said, you got Georgia, you got at LSU. And Kentucky and South Carolina is not going to be pushovers. And Florida either. You better come to play. He can't drop one of those. He cannot drop one of those 3.
Oh,
those are all catch games.
Florida's going to be. I mean, they're picked to win like 6 or 7 games. You got to win that one.
Yeah, but you're going down to the swamp. You can't lose that at Kentucky or South Carolina. And you can lose to LSU and you can lose to Georgia.
I did South Carolina and their quarterback. We talked about them.
Mm-hmm.
He's good. They're
They're
going to be
pretty good.
They're going to be okay, but not like this.
What do we have South Carolina with?
Probably 7.5.
Yeah, 6.5.
Yeah.
6.
They're not going to be that good.
We had Kentucky at 8
Yeah.
so far, and we had Tennessee at 9.5.
Yeah.
Do you agree or disagree? Are you going 9.5? I'm going 10.5
For Ole Miss.
Ole Miss, which is the highest mark so far that we've studied. We've still got Alabama, Texas.
I'm going to put them at 9.5. They'll win 9, maybe 10.
Okay, I got mad at 9.5. I may be highballing on this, but we'll see. That's what makes it interesting.
Yeah. These are just, and, just like everybody else, we just try to guess. It's a good guess at this and we just share. Really, this is kind of stuff we would just kind of talk about back in the day. We just, sit around and talk 20 minutes about, oh, man, why you like Ole Miss? Well, man, they got a bunch of players back, they got a lot of their line backs. They got some running backs coming in that's played other places. That's pretty much, they're proving themselves. Wide receiver room's good. We know Jackson Dart's good. Their defense is not going to be terrible. They're going to be at least a B+ grade.
And their place kicker and punter are back.
And by looking at their schedule, the only bad spot it looks like is probably at LSU.
Yeah, I mean, Georgia's not. It's not fun to play Georgia, but you got it at home at least.
And they don't play Alabama.
No.
Or Tennessee.
Or Auburn. None of them. Texas. No Texas. Got Oklahoma, but they got them at home. And Matt's fixing to talk to us about Oklahoma. Who's going to be okay, but they're not the Oklahoma Barry Switzer days.
I'm worried about that defense. I know they've got some guys in, and I'll go through a little bit of it.
Mm-hmm. All right. So Matt went 9.5 on Ole Miss. I went 10.5. So that's basically, we're saying 9 or 10, possibly 11. I don't think they go undefeated. I can't give them that.
If they do, hats off to them.
And I don't think they can win it, but I do think they may can go to the semis.
What comes, let's do a devil advocate before we go on OU here. What if Bama and Ole Miss both undefeated come November?
Be good. But they don't play for the first time in forever.
But that would have to mean that Georgia lost to Ole Miss and Alabama. So they would be out.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, out of that SEC championship.
I don't, and if we look at Georgia's schedule, I don't see them losing both of them games.
No. I haven't done Georgia yet. I know they're going to be good, but
I'm going to give Kirby more credit than that. And I'm going to say he can beat DeBoer or Lane.
Yes.
Definitely. And you would figure he'd beat DeBoer. Yeah. I mean, it's his first year in the SEC.
I would think.
I mean, you would kind of assume.
I think it'll be I know we go talk about spreads. And I would think
Georgia probably a 6.5, 10 9.5 favorite.
And there'll be the Ole Miss may be low if they go to maybe 2.5, 3.5.
Because of the time of the year to be for betting odds. We're talking about November when Ole Miss playing Georgia late. If they're both undefeated coming in, Georgia's done beat Bama and Ole Miss done beat LSU.
I think Georgia's going to be.
They'll be favored 2.5 because it's at Georgia.
Yeah.
It's at Georgia, wasn't it?
No, it was at Ole Miss.
Oh, well, Ole Miss may be favored.
They could be favored.
I don't know why they couldn't be. If they're undefeated, Georgia's coming to town. Well, Georgia's undefeated too. Well, I mean, what did they do last year? I mean, we're going by last year. Georgia didn't even win the conference last year.
No.
I mean,
Ole Miss had the best season they'd ever had.
Why does that get missed? Have you noticed that this offseason, I think because of Saban retiring, it took a lot of the talk about that was the biggest topic.
Right.
Alabama win the SEC championship 2023 is just
kind of just fluffed to the side and got a lot of guys back off that. I think it's just because Saban's gone. I mean, I don't hear a lot about Alabama. I mean, I know they did lose some good players, but we think the running backs they've got are going to be better than the ones they had.
Henderson. Haynes.
Miller.
They'll be going to be fine.
Yeah.
They'll be fine.